one of the hopes that I have by showing so closely and in such gory detail how those politicians can act sometimes when they think they're not being watching. My hope is not to show that this is inevitable, but to show it can be different, to show people why it goes on like that, why politics feels as artificial and as manipulative as it does, because it is artificial and manipulative, but to show there's another way. And my belief is that one of the main messages that a young person watching this who's interested in politics, or somebody who's heading into thinks they'd like to be in Parliament one day, one of the main messages they should take from this is not that it's inevitable, but look at it and decide they don't want to go down this road. That when you finish your career in this and you've managed to dodge the issues and avoid the difficult policies and ride the ride through there with all the tricks and twists and turns, if you look back on it, if a decent person looks back on that, they don't feel great pride. It was an achievement, but it wasn't an honourable achievement. And I know honourable examples of people, old politicians, who have this feeling that they didn't do something good. And what's the answer then? The answer is that you can do it another way. That in fact the public responds strongly and warmly to somebody who seems to tell the truth. And somebody who says, I'm prepared to say, I've made a mistake, takes some superficial hits from people who are just playing the attack politics games, but they're winning support and affection from the public. When you watch the tactics that the spin doctors and the political managers in these political parties use, there's an underlying idea, I believe, which is that they are treating the public as stupid. They're seeing the public as stupid. They're seeing us as people who care more about money than anything else, can be distracted off things, short attention spans. Essentially, they see us as stupid. And I think it's really important to get a perspective on this. And I would argue that the way to view ourselves and other people, the optimistic way, is to see that yes, we can be stupid. We can be stupid in short-term ways. We can be tricked by things. We can get carried away in emotion when someone tells us that someone else has got more money or privilege than us, like those Maori special privileges or something that Don Brash raised at one point. But we're not only stupid, we're also intelligent. It's just like the rest of our lives, where we can be really dumb in our relationships and we can also be really clever. And I think that what politics is ultimately about, with ourselves and in how a politician treats other people, is whether we're trying to bring out and find the stupid parts of ourselves or the intelligent, the wise parts of ourselves. And when in a society the best of people comes out, that's when you actually make progress and you have exciting policies and you get the kind of things which make people proud to be part of this country, the policies and the facts on the ground of past people's efforts and care and thought for fellow human beings and the environment and so on. And so I suppose the main answer to something like the whole, what do we do about it, is that people have to be active in politics. They can't be repelled by it. They have to get out there and they have to do it differently. They have to show that they care through that. We have to show that we care through our own actions. And I believe that people are naturally political animals. We're not apathetic. When someone's called apathetic, it means, I believe, usually that they're disillusioned and they feel that they're left out of politics. But we're political animals, and what can we do? Well, our society is built on the actions of people who thought up what to do. It is through journalists being very good journalists and trying hard. It's through academics trying hard. It's through people joining political parties or human rights groups or community groups or environment groups and doing their bit in that. It's about people not thinking it won't make any difference when they don't like something, but actually writing letters to paper, forming a group and talking about it, going and telling their politician why they think they're wrong. Now, it can feel in politics like the politicians don't care and they're pushing people away. And actually it's easier for a politician when the public doesn't engage. It's easier when they don't get submissions and where people don't get on the radio and talk about it. And that's why they tend to encourage it and treat people as stupid. But when people get active, when all across society, whether you're a public servant or a teacher or a student or whatever you are, when people get active, that's when politics becomes hopeful again. Because you're not just leaving it to the politicians, and there's all this diversity of other forces. And the way I would see it is that rather than having a pessimistic view of history where you think powerful forces, manipulation, tricky, media doesn't do it, a bleak picture, you accept what's what the problems are, you understand them as well as you can, but you realise that they're only half the picture. And the other half of the picture, which is why we live in a society which has got so much good and generosity and positive things, is because there's the work of all the multitudes of other people, in small groups and large groups and individually, working on politics and political issues and environmental issues and all of those things. And the world we live in is the sum of those. It's all the negative influences, all the destructive, all the ignorant influences, and all the positive ones that go together. And whatever piece of history that we're in, the more of us who climb onto the positive side and do good things, the better the world that we're going to live in.